All right, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect in 1/3. And Adon Ratazah, this lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, and Tawada, Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, social media is filled with foolish, vain opinions. Okay. And, just something I've noticed more and more, as of late, not as if, there was more truth, but I'll say in the early stages of YouTube, pre C19, if you will, there was more truth, okay, more dedication to truth. But now, all you see online is just nothing but vanity, ill process judging, okay, vain opinions and confusion. Okay, that's one thing that I notice, and I truly see and understand why. You have people that take breaks. They put the phones down because if you just rely on the general masses of people's opinions, you will continue to be lost. Let me actually start off with Isaiah 60. This is just a quick prophetic exhortation, and it truly shows us how lucky, okay, and blessed we are. What's the verse of the day? Kind of makes me think about the famine of the word. What's the verse of the day? Oh, maybe it's loading. All right, let's go to Isaiah real quick. Okay, the scriptures speak on these people being in a very gross, dismal darkness, which is representing their mindset, lacking wisdom, lacking light. This is why light is coming to the world and men love darkness. When you look on social media, when you look on the comments on YouTube, when you look on people's opinions, when you see a controversial video, you can just see where the mind of people are. All right. This is Isaiah 60 and 2. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth." So people are in complete state of darkness. All right. And you have to understand that there's a lot of bugged out, too deep, copper wearing, grounding individuals that get all these likes and subscribes and following. And when you really break it down, these people have no idea, what's going on in the, in the real world, what's taking place. How do you process this? And you see that people, are not ready with the knowledge that they're possessing and being puffed up in. Okay, that's one thing that I noticed. There's a lot of puffed up pride when it comes to individuals, that we see on a day-to-day, and I just watch and I observe, and I use social media as a binoculars, telescope, something to use as a tool to watch what's going on in the world. But one thing that I notice when it comes to what's going on in the world, other people do not possess the ability to judge the matter correctly. Okay, now let me get this real quick, because you'll have someone tell us we can't judge, but they're allowed to judge what kind of food that they eat, what kind of partner that they get with, a lot of these things, it's just a lot of confusion. Let me get this. This is 1 Corinthians 2, and let's start at 14. It says, "But the natural man," see, we're dealing with natural men. Like, you ever heard of the term, the natural reaction? Okay, and you actually yourself have to grow from natural reactions of this flesh so that you're not walking around just constantly angrily vexed, dealing with people, because not being the natural man and the reaction to that allows you to process and understand the Lord's will. So these people don't understand the Lord's will. This is why, I'm not giving Esau a pass, but there's like a video that was going viral of this Jake getting beat up in an Edomite bar, and the first thought or comments that people make is, this is wrong, this is this, and I thought to myself, well, what if this is just what if this is a Edomite loving Jake that scoffs at the truth, and this is judgment? Okay, so you have to understand that you're surrounded by a populace of people that have no problem spreading their confusion based off the demons of pride that are on them. And that's all you see on social media. Is there a little bit of truth? Yeah, but doesn't it also say truth faileth? This is why our main job is just to go to the highways and hedges and prophesize. We're not even in the time going back and forth with weirdos on the comment board. Okay, they're just getting dismissed. As the scriptures say, by the third admonishment, reject. So foolishness is being rejected by the hopeful elect as the house of David, the third temple is being rebuilt. Foolishness is being checked at the door and rejected. So this is why fools make it a sport, to do mischief on social media, because that's where folly is set in great dignity. That's where they're allowed to showcase their ignorance. But all that's doing is building up a tab of judgment upon them. Okay. So, you don't have to take these people serious. You don't have to take their opinions serious. And ultimately, the elect understands what's truth and what isn't. But there is a lot of doctrines of men. There's a lot of seducing spirits. There's a lot of sleight of men and cunning craftiness lying in wait to deceive right on the internet. Okay. And you have to understand that. This is why guys are being paid to sow discord. I seen a video earlier of just some bugged out Jake pretty much telling the purple and gold guys, that's what he said, that they should start a armed security for the community. And it's like, you listen to people like that, man, you're dumb, you're foolish. Okay, we are in a time where we are fortifying, all right, our minds. And that's what this whole walk is about: fortifying your minds, defending the gospel, and understanding that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolishness unto him. So you have to understand that we'll talk about even lessons like these. You'll have people that'll actually comment and try to scoff at it, mock at it, make light of it. And that is a part of how the truth is going to be treated right now. Okay, that's how it's going to be treated right now. Just like how, when you were in high school, the chick ain't like you, but now years later, 3 kids and 2 baby daddies later, as you just getting out the gym, being physically fit, carrying yourself in a well manner, now you look appetizing. That's just like this truth. See, right now, it doesn't seem so beneficial because lights are still on. People can still babble. All right. Everyone wants to babble. Be aware of that babbling spirit. And matter of fact, I believe it's called vain jangling. Okay. Be aware of that Babylon, that babble spirit, just talking and talk. All right. And, even myself, I, try to be more direct with my words, so I'm not babbling. This is Titus 1 and Titus 1 and where is it? Is this it right here? Let me see. Vain jangling is what I want to come up. I know this isn't that, not that one. Let me just put it in. It could be right in front of my face, hence why I wear glasses, but let's move on. Vain jangling. That's what that nigga said. Excuse me. First Timothy. Excuse me. I'm thinking of a precept to precept it. First Timothy's 1 and 6. First Timothy's 1 and 6. I know you brothers know what I mean. You'll think of a precept to the precept that you haven't even got yet. This is First Timothy's 1 and 6. It says, from which some have swerved, have turned aside unto vain jangling. And that's really the bulk of people. Okay, the bulk of people are just vain jangling. Hey girl, you just women, they're all through big ass umbrellas on their eyelashes, and just when you look, and I'm not going to pull up World Star, I'm not going to pull up Instagram, I'm not going to pull up Facebook. You see it for yourself. Look at YouTube, you see it for yourself. The social media is just filled with foolish and vain opinions, and you have to make sure that you're not being swayed by it. Okay. 1 Corinthians 2 and 15, but the natural man, the carnal man, the mortal man, the fleshly man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of Yahweh. Yeah, something simple as order. Okay. I've seen videos of men in the world complaining about the condition or relationship that their counterpart female has, and how order could be more established in a household to build a fundamental society. And you'll have simps that'll still get on the comment and say, this is in 1945 no more. So you just look, I don't speak to people. Okay. I just watch and I observe. But this is where our inspiration comes from, is watching, is observing. And when you actually look and hear how people think and judge, they're just they're flood victims. Okay, they're just getting ready to go back into that flood, but that flood will now be the lake of fire, and that is the second death that will be here in Babylon the Great. It says, for they are foolishness unto him. Yes, speaking about spiritual power, speaking about the chariots of Yasharallah, those are foolish. Okay, speaking about living forever is foolish. Prophesizing is foolish to them. Okay, that's what you have to understand. The incredulity is at an all-time high. All right. But remember, the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And it says, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Hence why it is nothing but gross darkness. Isaiah 16:2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. Darkness is, and gross darkness the people. Let's just actually look up gross. Let me see. I know because gross could also mean increase. Gross darkness, large darkness, plain darkness, simple darkness, thick darkness, okay? Powerful darkness, all right? Ominous is like a warning. Arrogant darkness, see? And pride goes before destruction. So these people are proud, puffed up, okay, out of shape, and have nothing but a personal opinion, which actually, now let's look up opinion. I believe it means belief. See, opinion, judging. A judgment formed or a conclusion reached. So they'll tell you you can't judge, but they can have an opinion. This is the level of stupidity that we are dealing with on a day-to-day. And this is why you just leave people alone. For you brothers out there, don't waste your energy and heighten your blood pressure trying to correct a fool. Okay? Something crooked cannot be made straight. Let that shit be crooked. Let him be filthy still. Let him be ignorant, right? Don't it say that? Let him be ignorant. Let me get this real quick. Revelations. Let me see. Like I said, this is a prophetic exhortation. Just, want to share with the sheep, how to carry and conduct yourself as you're processing and judging matters. Okay. This is, is it 21? Yeah. Yep. Let me go over. Next chapter. Is it 20? I believe it's 21. Let's see. Let them be filthy still. Revelations 21 and 22, excuse me. Revelations 22 and let me see. Here's the words. Oh, man. Let them be filthy. Let me get that real quick. Excuse me for that. Filthy still. Okay, let them be filthy. Let them be unclean. All right, 22 and 11. I thought I was right there. 22 and unsafe. Yep, right here. Revelations 22 and 11, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. Let him have it. Let him have the likes. Let him have the followers, okay? Let him have the subscribers, all right? And I used to look at that. I said, damn, man, look at this false prophet. He's got a lot of following. But that's because those people are lost following a lost shepherd, just like when people followed, remember that movie Forrest Gump? They followed his ass all the way into the desert. But didn't Yahushua warn us? Didn't he say, go down into the desert? And then he ran all the way. And then when he decided to turn around, they said, hey, where are we going to go? See? So majority of these people that were around are just in a powerful, gross darkness. One, they're not of the elect. Two, they're not even of the nation of Israel. And then three, within the nation of Israel, we understand that there are portions of our people, ultimately 2/3, that were born in vain. So this is why we see nothing but vanity from them that were born in vain. Okay? Vain, foolish beliefs. Vain, foolish judgment. But then they tell you, don't judge. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to post a precept. Look, at the end of the day, the Lord's going to gather his elect. And he, which is filthy, unclean, all right? And how's a man get clean? By taking heed to the word, okay? Let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be right. So leave us alone too. In the same breath, when we say we're leaving you alone, it's the same thing, leave us alone. And that's what we're telling you, leave us alone, okay? We're going to be over here with it because we have that much faith and confidence in this doctrine that we don't need to search you out so that we can debate you to solidify this is truth and you're wrong. No, if you're right, you shouldn't have to go out and look for anybody. Just like Christianity, when you actually think about it, when we were all growing up, the Christian church didn't go out looking to debate anybody. They just stayed in their little building, and whoever came in, and they were content with that. But now in the last days, for some odd reasons, now Christians have this, this bold spirit on them where they have to come up and rebuke the heresies of the Israelites. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It says, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. So see, we actually are the only ones that are abiding by the spiritual commandments given according to what we should be doing in this time period of the movie. Okay. Now from there, let's go back. 1 Corinthians 2, and I'm going to go back to that word opinion real quick. Let me see. What is it? Yeah, I'm going to go back to this word opinion. 1 Corinthians 2 and 15, but he that is spiritual judges all things. So we are here to judge. See, the natural man judges too, but he gets to just say it's his opinion. Well, we have an opinion as well, but our opinion is classified as judging. Okay. But he that is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. So at the end of the day, for you brothers out there and you very few sincere sisters, you do not have you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to worry about what these vain mere mortals think of you. Okay. You don't have to worry what this fool thinks of you. All right. This sinful man, what he thinks about you or how they, why you do. It doesn't matter. Mind your business. Okay. We live a private life and we keep it that way. We don't have to let the world know what we're doing. And we don't have to let these people in our lives in what we are doing. See, that's what makes you holy. If they're just foolish and vain anyways. It says, for who has known the mind of the Lord that he may instruct him, but we have the mind of a Mashiach. Exactly. So who out here in the world has the mind of the Lord that they may instruct us? Okay. We have our apostles, elders, bishops, camp heads, brothers. All right. And, you may find a couple little things that help you on your journey to work out better, eat better, little things like that. But outside of that, truth faileth. Okay. If you want truth, this is where you're going to get it. Okay. This is why the videos don't get as much views as folly does, but this is why it says folly is set in great dignity. Okay. So now from there, jump back, Isaiah 60:2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross thick darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And this is why brothers have personal testimonies, about certain situations. You may have made a suggestion or, something you may have said, and it actually was like, wow, that's wise, or that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. See? So the Lord is blessed us to rise upon us, and his glory is being seen upon us. But this is why we glorify the name of Yahweh Shemel Shai that much more. All right, because an evil individual, when whatever he's been given, he's going to act like that was off his own accord. Okay, no, I don't work like that. But anyways, let's go back. So when you look up the word opinion, it's a judgment formed or a conclusion reached, especially one based off evidence that does not produce knowledge or certainty. So that's their opinion, or within the world, they call a hypothesis, which is an educated guess. Look, belief, think, judge, suppose. So these people are allowed to believe, think, judge, and oppose, but they call it an opinion. But when we sit here and judge them according to the scriptures and the spirit, they say we can't do that. That's why you just leave them alone. Okay, let the filthy be filthy. Let these people be bugged out. Because I always like to say, what are they going to do? All these people with their faces in their phone, their faces in their computers, their faces in their laptop. I'm going to love the day when the power goes out. Now what? Now what do you do? Okay, they're going to be standing in front of a black mirror. That's what they're going to be doing. Now from there, okay, just a real quick one. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Heart meaning mind, which these people don't do. They're swayed back and forth. One minute they're following this. Next minute they're over there following that. You see? And then now with social media, you got AI. You don't even know what's real. You don't even know if the woman's real. You don't know if the transmission, a motorcycle. You got Asian men portraying themselves as women. You got AI, deep fake, okay, blue beam. All right. You got all this mix of confusion on the platform that connects the world in one place, and all he throws at you is nothing but deception. So you can't be dealing with these people when they're just caught up in deception. You got women that are following a single mother and she's scorned, but she's telling you how to be more of a hoe. And you got men over here that they're just trying to teach you how to read. It's just terrible. It's a terrible. The social media is literally like the elder said. It's a wild, wild west. Okay, it's just it's a freak off. It's a freak fest. Okay, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean on thy own understanding. And a lot of times your own understanding is coming off the opinion based on others that you've been watching. Okay. So you got to be careful what you're watching, what you're ingesting spiritually and mentally. All right. There's a lot of weird activity going on right now. There's a lot of people that are set up. There's a lot of CIA. You should look up CIA Mockingbird. Okay. There's a lot of information that's funneled, controlled, shadow banned. See? You got people still talking about the Arctic ice wall. You got people that still believe the earth is flat. There's a lot of weird ass shit out here. Okay. So you need to be mindful of that. You need to be mindful of who you're eating from. All right. You got people still reposting things that Polite said. And this guy's in prison. It says, in all thy ways, acknowledge him, but they don't. It's girl power. You see? Acknowledge him. It's Dr. York, or whatever they're coming up with, whatever their energy is that they want to give credit to, but no one is giving credit to Yahweh Shem Shai. And another thing on social media, there's a lot of vain opinion according to religion. Okay, there's a lot of people that still are pushing white Eurocentric Christianity. All right. And people are still eating it up. You have people that don't even believe in who you call God, but they still accept the image of who they call God as being an Edomite. Okay. You got to understand, this phone, this internet, this Wi-Fi, it's a door. Okay. When you look, all right, look, when you look at YouTube, that's a door. Okay. Dath, it means door. When you go into the ancient Paleo Hebrew, let me see, Paleo Hebrew alphabet, okay? The word da, all right? Abagada, right here. Abagada, see? Alap, ba, ga, da. This should be a more of a what they would call a triangle. Let me see. I like that one, da, but it means door, like the doorway of a tent. So when you look at YouTube, it's a da emblem, which is a door, and when you click on it, you go through that door. So you have to be aware of what you're receiving going through that door. Oh, look. See? So the Holy Spirit, look, AI is a demon. See? Okay? The Holy Spirit is truly inspiring us to exhort you so that you are spiritually able to withstand the wiles of the devil. Okay? This is why there's so much sex. This is why the algorithm is always some titties or ass. It's annoyed. The spiritual man is annoyed. Okay. Us men over here, we are annoyed. See that? Dath, door. Okay. You're entering a door. It's all symbolisms. Even the Facebook emblem. Let me look that up. See, we're getting conspiratorial. All right. Facebook logo Mason. Let me look that up. See? Okay. Oh, look, they got 2-ball cane. See? Masonry. Okay. So this is a coincidence. All right. Your Apple, your Google Mail, your Gmail, Mason, Chrome 666. Okay. So this is all a plan and a ploy. All right. To get you, to deceive you. So you're under attack constantly. So be aware of that social media, man. Okay, I know we use it to watch and look, but you could mess around and be endlessly scrolling, and all you're looking at is hoochies and hoes, man. Okay, of course, I'm a man. Okay, I can tell beauty in a woman, but in the spirit, we can also tell when this shit is just distracting you to stay in the flesh. All right, I don't desire little hoochies and OG or OF models. Okay. We have enough spirituality where we keep our shit together over here. All right. But a lot of men, Jakes, and I understand it. I was a Gentile once. They are caught up with the algorithm and the demon that comes with social media. And this is why they're never coming across the truth, because their mind has been blinded. All right. If the truth is on social media, then best believe that non-truth is going to be pushed 20,000 times more to hide it, to muffle it, to keep you from it. Okay. This is why you got all these weird people that get all these views. All right. This is let me see what else I got in here. What did I want from Isaiah? I don't think I wanted anything from there. Let's go over here. This is Romans 1. There might have been something Isaiah. Did I want? Oh, yeah. Isaiah 5 and let me see. Yeah, 5 and 7. Let me see. No, where was it? Was there 5 and 21? Was there something I wanted? Yes. Isaiah 5 and 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes. Everybody's a guru on social media, you know? Everybody's just this fucking know-it-all. Everybody now knows the Bible. You peep that? All of a sudden, everybody knows the Bible. Let me look up Elder Manata Zakba's page. I just want to show you GMS South. I'm just going to use this as an example. Everybody's see, I gotta hold my tongue because I get the cussing. Look, everybody knows something now. Everybody knows something now. See this? You notice this of late? And this bullshit. Okay, this is the results for Hebrews Online. All right. Sister Sarah Saturdays is not going to break the curses, you antichrist. All right. Anyways, look, everybody's just wise now. See, everybody's the authority now. You notice that? Look at this. This goat faced nigga. All right. And this fucking cackling curd, whatever this auntie is. Everybody's just wise now. See that? Everybody's just got something to say now. You life. Man. Social media needs to be cut off, man. The Obama phones need to be taken from niggas. This is I yearn for the day of the famine of the word. Okay. See, you got other guys where they just love pressing, live and record. No, we want to go home. All right. We don't want to be sitting here building the ark forever. We're building an ark so that we will be buoyant when the flood comes. Okay. We want to be in the ark, which is ultimately the chariots come in thy chambers. All right. We don't want to just sit here our whole lives correcting and rebuking like that. That's just a fun. No, we're being inspired through the Holy Spirit to prophesize before the prophecies come to pass, correct, edify, rebuke, exhort. But after that, job's done, job finished. Let's go home. Okay. Everybody else wants to stay here. This is why you have all this kickback. Everybody that's talking because they want to stay here. See, we don't want to stay here. All right. Isaiah 5 and 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes. Woe unto you. Destruction unto your proud, unknowing ass. Mrs. All-Knowing. Mrs. All-Knowing 555. I'm telling you, I pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai, cut the power off. Cut the power off. Cut the internet off of these people. And one thing I always think about is imagine them talking as Esau comes in like a flood. Imagine this fucking bird-brained, bald-headed nigga speaking about everyone can be saved, and the people he's claiming can be saved kick his door in and take his ass out. Okay? There's so much vain, foolish, weird, whack opinions that are constantly just being spread across the board. You got to be now protected now more than ever, man. Remember that Danny? Remember Danny from Demon Knight, how they got him? Danny Demon Knight. Remember he was reading a comic book and the demon got to his ass. Let me see. It's a little creepy. I don't know if you ever see it. It's a good movie. But anyways, he was reading the even Satan. Even Satan. Anyways, let me not get distracted. But in the movie Demon Knight, he was reading a comic book. Let me put comic book. And the demon got his ass. So you got to be careful, man. All right, we're going to back out of it. I was trying to show you it. But the point that I'm getting at is, you got to be careful who you're watching. I also notice, I don't know what it's called. There's like geometry. I don't like that shit. Okay. I don't like hearing weird humming noises as shapes are shifting and changing. And then, someone's talking. There's a lot of witchcraft on social media too. There's a lot of witches on social media, man. All right. Isaiah 5 and 21, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. So destruction unto you, okay? Because you think that you're right. And a lot of these people that got notoriety on social media, they ain't talking about shit real. They're able to have notoriety because the present time that society is in, that's why they're allowed to have such a following, okay? Who's going to want to follow, some mukbanger when there's lack of resources? Who's going to want to follow ISO speed when martial law is declared? Not meaning he'll be able to still be online, but the point that I'm making is all these people that are on social media and have a following, there's nothing conducive. There's nothing that's giving you, a sense of stability for the times that are coming. Okay, that's what online is. It's nothing but folly. Real quick, let me see this. This is Romans 1:18. For the wrath of Yahweh is revealed from heaven against all the ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. So judgment is coming upon those that are using the truth for gain. Okay. And now when you look, there's nothing but internet personalities now. Okay. You got Hebrew Israelites that are not even going into the breakdowns anymore. They're not even giving you sound advice. They're doing worldly reactions. They're just out of here. Okay, they're out of here. All right. And there's a lot of people that have came from these camps that now are just creeping in, not getting on you or nothing, but they're creeping in because they're seeing how real it is. They're seeing how, hey, we'll show some humility. All right. Show some humility. You come from a false camp. Hey, call on Yahweh Shem Shai. You got out of it, but make sure that you're being built up and you're not bringing none of that weird activity with you. Don't be bringing that weird activity with you now because your leader ain't leading. Because that which may be known of Yahweh is manifest in them, for Yahweh has shewed it unto them. For the invisible thing of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Because that when they knew Yahweh, they glorified him not as Yahweh, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. See? You see that? So there's a lot of fools out here, even amongst those that know they're Israelites. All right. You got men that came into this thing and then fizzled away. And now they're back smoking cigarettes. You name it. They're just completely back in the world. They've just slowly migrated back into darkness. All right. And that's what the scriptures say. Matter of fact, Proverbs 21:16. Check this out, man. This is powerful. Proverbs 21:16, if I'm not mistaken. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding, and where's he wander? Right into social media, shall remain in the congregation of the dead. What's social media? The congregation of the dead. Okay, it's unclean. All right, here it is. You're a watchman, and you use the internet to watch social media platforms to watch, and you yourself have to not be distracted. There's a lot of lewd shit out there too. And then the scriptures speak about, if you look at another woman, that wanting to get with her in your mind, that's even committing adultery. So this is why I'm thankful we're under grace. You got women out here that act single and they got a whole man, but they're half naked. They got a whole man and they're half naked. And you women too, you got women out here that have a man and they're thinking about other men in their head. Okay, because of social media. Well, you're committing adultery. If you got a man and you're on social media and you looking at other men in a manner that you want him to pop you, you're committing adultery. So social media is a trap, but the internet does do the heavy lifting. So you got to understand, if the truth is on it, then there's going to be more untruth on it too. It's a dangerous world out here. Beware of that congregation of the dead, but they look alive. They look like they're having fun. They're on live. Then you got people being unalived on live. Ain't that funny? You got people being unalived while on live. Jeez. 1 Corinthians 3:18, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool. Let him shut the fuck up. Bro, I hear you, but listen, we're not doing none of that. Okay? Put all that silly shit away. Okay? A lot of men don't want to become a fool. They want to care because what they have gotten from the world makes them feel wise. So they're not ready to let that go so that they can become a new creature. Let no man deceive. You're deceiving yourself, man. Now we're good. We don't want that, right? Let no man deceive himself, excuse me. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. See? So we're not here to be doing these trends. Okay? Hi. Of course I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Hi. Of course I'm a Hebrew Israelite wife. We're not here to do that stupid bullshit, vain, corny ass trends, man. All right. And you Israelites out there that merging the world with this truth, you're an idiot. All right. I'm going to call you look stupid. You're just a black Christian with fringes on, and it's trash. Okay. You women out there, you allowing IUIC to promote your dumbass. Okay. You're an idiot. All right, I'm going to say it like that. You're stupid. Silly women laden with sin. All right. That's all IUIC is. They just take silly ass. It's just like with Joker. Remember Joker? He would recruit nothing but skitheads, and just skykos, dumb people. That's what IUIC does. What did Trump say? He loves his poorly uneducated people. All right. Well, so do demons in this truth. And we're not here for that. We're being inspired and blessed and anointed to be used to do lessons, okay, that are going to build you up so you don't become a fool. You don't be taken advantage of. You're not just some dumbass out here, And so IOIC is completely worldly, man. That is a worldly organization. All right. Let me see what else I got in here. Colossians 2:8 is a good one. Ooh, let's start at 6. Colossians 2:6. It says 2:6. As ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushai. See how simple that is? Hamashiach Yahushai. Then IUIC had a nerve to do a burn Jesus pictures while calling on Christ. That shit don't make sense, man. You got some corny ass, badass leadership over there. All right. And just like these people in the world, man. Okay. And all these people are vain. When I look at these people, I just say flood victims. Flood. Don't even pay these people mind, man. Let them have it. Let them rejoice. Let them be glad, and then let them burn. It says, so walk ye in him. And if anybody has a problem with this truth, that's because the Lord's not dealing with your ass, man. All right. And you're going to die the death just like Edomites will. All right. You're going to burn right with Babylon. You're going to burn with confusion. Why don't we want to be worldly? Because the worldly right now is drunken off the wine of Babel, drunken off the wine of confusion. Why the hell would we want to merge ourselves with confusion when Yahweh is not the author of confusion? Damn, man. These people don't think. What the elder apostle say, use your head for more than a hat rack. Damn it. And they're proud too. Dumb, proud ass people will get online and shake ass, talk, spew madness, cuck, be a simp, all right? Defy the Bible, the scriptures, which is pride and ignorance and just stupidity. I pray Yahweh Shema Shai brings that famine, man. All right, these people need to be stuck with what they're stuck with. Remember, it says you shall reap what you sow. Well, they need to reap what they sow, man. They need to go out here and try to deal with Jacob's trouble with the bullshit knowledge that they've been walking around with pride in. All right, with your stupid ass college degrees. Walk around and start a fire with that. Use your diploma to start a fire, nigga. It says rooted. You got to be rooted. All right. You got to be rooted while Jake's online saying, I eat it from the rooter to the tutor. You got to be rooted. This is what seeking your own salvation is about. You need to be righteously ruthless. Okay. You need to be righteously ruthless. You are surrounded by a world that don't give a shit about you. You're too nice. You're too caring. You want to tell everybody all this good news. You need to make sure you have it, man. The Lord said, my spirit will gather them. Paul plant, Apollos water, the Most High gives an increase. Rooted and built up in him. You need to be built up now more than ever. You need to be so built up that you're a fortified wall. Let me get this, man. Jeremiah. See, now we cooking now. About to be the end of the lesson, but hey, that's how it goes. Jeremiah 1:17. Jeremiah, what is that? Uno. Let me see. 15. Jeremiah 17. It says, therefore, gird up thy loins and arise and speak. We got to gird up. We got to tell you what we got to tell you and speak, because these people ain't standing up for righteousness. Ain't nobody pissed off at hoes on the internet. Ain't nobody pissed off. Then the internet, all it does is promote wickedness, adultery, men being abused, wicked women winning. And then when the B word gets judged, oh my God, I feel so bad. All you fucking women lack the ability to judge. Shut your ass up. That's all I see on the internet is justification for evil, man. Let me get that. Okay. See, I didn't really write nothing down. Hey, where's the verse of the day? Or give me the refresh on this one. Come on, kick it. Look at this. I've never seen. Okay, is it still loaded? Why don't I see the verse of the day? What's up with that? Let me go here. That makes me think about the famine of the word, man. Okay, this truly makes me think about the famine of the word. Where the hell is the verse of the day? See? Hey, this is spiritual. This is spiritual. I'm gonna take this spiritually. This means the famine of hearing the word is coming. Okay, let me get this precept before I get distracted. This is Proverbs 17 and 15. All the internet does is justify wickedness. All the internet does is show how you women really think. You wonder why the Holy Spirit's been getting on evil ass Eve and women? Okay, and it shows how 2/3 think. All right, 2/3 are bad, man. Proverbs 7, that's why we don't focus on them. We give the judgment for them. Proverbs 27 and 15, he that justifies the wicked, the internet, social media, Instagrams, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, whatever the hell you call it, X, all they do is justify wickedness. If you really look at it and watch it, I know you brothers know, man, there'd be some evil ass shit going on, and all they do is justify wickedness. And he that condemneth the just, and then they'll just talk about us. You allow women to get a pass, adultery, wicked, evil, okay, murder, moida, but then you'll have everything to say about us. And I think this is a nigga, man. Oh my God, let me get out of here. Let me calm down. I don't need my blood pressure raised, okay? That's why we work out. Brothers, work out. It's upper body today for me. Work out, brothers. Just work out. Mind your business. If you got to fast from social media, I get it, because that's how I'm feeling. All right, I'm tired of seeing nigga news, man. What they say, black fatigue. He that justifies the wicked, social media, and he that condemneth the just, social media, even they both are an abomination to Yahweh Shemel Shai. So at the end of the day, you're just watching and witnessing people that are getting ready to be judged. By thy words, you are justified or condemned. These people are condemned already. Where's the verse of the day? That's a famine coming, man. I've never seen this in my short period of time on earth. I have never seen this in this generation. Jeremiah 1 and 17, this is how we got to be. It says, thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto them all that I command. This is why we just go out to the highways and hedges, okay? We ain't here to argue or debate you on the internet. That is a waste of time. You don't need to do that. You don't need to ruin your day, okay? And all these people are weird anyways. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city, and an iron pillar, and brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land. And they shall fight against thee. But guess what? We can hide the user from the channel. We can block you. We can report you. We can ignore you. And they will fight against thee, but they shall not be able to prevail against thee, because Yahweh Shai said, the gates of hell shall not prevail. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee. See? So, hey, man, everyone's in their lot. Everyone's in their lot at the end of the day. Colossians 2 and 7, rooted and built up like brazen walls. That's why we read that precept. And established in the faith. You better be established in the faith, okay? You better be established in the faith. Otherwise, you are going to be swayed. That means you're not of the elect. If you're going through something and you got demons in your head telling you something, then you say, well, that means I'm not of the elect. You want me to do that? That means I'm not of the elect. You want me to think that? That means I'm not of the elect. Okay? As ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving. Right. The Wadi Abba Shemel Shai for allowing us to receive this and understand it and take heed and believe it. It says, beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. A lot of people are being spoiled by vain deceit, okay? After the traditions of men after the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach. That's exactly what's going on social media. So you got to be aware. And then you got women that know they're Israelites that be on social media teaching. You bitches are rebellious, man. You are some hard-headed, short-haired women, man. It is disgusting. Do not let social media, don't let it fool your thoughts. Do not let social media rope your ass into be rebellious too, okay? For you sisters out there, just keep being quiet. That's your job. What you want to talk for, what you want to be seen for. That's Satan on you. You got to check that, man. And then us brothers, we got a job to do. We make sure we don't let the ministry get blamed, okay? We're not out here doing shit, talking shit. We go out to the highways, all right? We do our lessons right here, and then that's it. Then I watch from the distance. I'm like Sting on the internet. Let me show you. I'm a man of visualization. I can't, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. Sting in the rafters. Look, this is how we are on social media. Watching from the distance. I just watch from the distance. If you was born in late 1900s, you know what I'm talking about. We just sit back and watch. Okay? Just sit back and watch. You don't gotta correct that bitch. Excuse me. I'm speaking frank, but it is what it is, man. Okay? These people are about to die anyways. Here it is. We're telling you the judgment coming. Hey, don't talk to her like that. Well, you gonna tell the Lord don't burn her like that? Huh? You gonna tell martial law not to kick their head in like that? Huh? You gonna tell these people who are getting ready to take the mark of the beast to speak nicely to them when they're gonna be had in derision and trodden underfoot? Fuck these people, man. These corny ass losers, these humans, these mere mortals. These people are not set up with the intellect of a kingdom mind mentality. And you have to understand that. Can't be giving these people so much credit. Let me see what I got. Oh, check this out. So after all that, after all this talking, after all this shaking ass and pride and adultery and trying to break down scriptures and being loud and stupid and ignorant, after all that, when prophecy is the main one talking, when prophecy is telling your ass to shut up, now what you gonna do? Isaiah 24:8, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth. Shut up. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. Shut up. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Yeah, you ain't gonna be drinking wine trying to listen to Cardi B. It ain't happening, Captain. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. And you see social media is nothing but confusion. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. So you're going to shut up and your house going to be shut up. Ain't no Wi-Fi. The cell phone will be useless. There will be crying for wine in the streets. They'll be crying for answers. See? The whole time while they was playing BSing, and I'm talking about Jake, but even these people are going to be crying for wine, wanting to know answers. But they came by camp and scoffed. God isn't real, dude. Okay, good. We want you to think like that. So we can be a part of Proverbs 1. We laugh at your calamity. And I'm ready to laugh. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. Ooh, boo-hoo. What that Jake woman said. She said, boo-hoo, all you white people. Let me look that up. Boo, all you white people. Let me look this up. Let me see. Yep, look, she said, boo-hoo, all you white people. That shit was funny. And this fucking Edomite, he came by the apostles and elders camp trying to play dumb. Because you are dumb. And then Jacob's trying to exactly what you will be. Dumb. So afraid you can't even speak, Tucker. Yeah, tuck it in. Boo-hoo, you white people. That shit was funny. Let me go back. It says, where we at? There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. The internet is gone. Social media is gone. Facebook is gone. World Star is gone. Now what? Loser. The city is left desolation and the gate is smitten with destruction. See? And in that time of that, the doors being shut, people are not going to be able to get the word. Amos 8:11, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, but there will be a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but there will be thirst for water. So you're going to be hungry and confused. You're going to be hungry and ignorant. Damn. Well, that's what you get. But of hearing the word of the Lord. See that? Jake, finally, that when now they want to get it, Now, when they ready to receive it, doors going to be closed. All right. It says, yeah, business is going to be closed. And they say we're about our Father's business. Well, guess what? The Father's business also has a closing time. Okay. It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea and from north even to south. You got a connection? You got a signal? Your phone working? Even to east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh Shemashai, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. See that? So there's great judgment coming. Okay, I didn't think I was going to go this long. There's great judgment coming. So now you are in the time to be spiritually fortified, to have your mental head screwed on right, because wisdom and knowledge will be your stability. What you've been watching day in, day out, reading, studying, being built up in the spirit is what's going to keep you stable while everyone else falters and falls. And let them fall. And great was the fall of it. Let them fall. Let them burn. Let them deal with it. Let them go through that judgment, because we have taken ours to the chin. It's time, man. The shoe's about to be on the other foot. All right. We've going through our hell, catching ours, dealing with ours, chastisement, baptism. All right. Humbling, patience, going through the necessary things to make us better. Now they're going to have to go through these things so that they can be broken down and then judged. So let it be. Let it play out. Be aware. Watch all these witches and wizards and warlocks, weirdos and false prophets, hoochies and hoes, all right, simps and cucks, all with a platform to talk vain, weird opinions, okay? Be built up. Be spiritually minded. Don't get swayed by these mere mortals and these vain vessels. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I pray that this lesson was edifying and exhorting. I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, shalom.